When the echo of the gavel finally rings, it's often the people listening that shape the story, yet who gets to speak? That's the angle we'll explore today. In an event that stunned legal circles, former Justice Elena Kagan and Justice Amy Coney Barrett returned to the Capitol's quiet chambers for a congressional hearing that marked the first time any Supreme Court justice has answered lawmakers since 2019. The purpose of that rare appearance was clear: the court is seeking a small but significant uptick in its security funding, millions of dollars, to safeguard its justices and their families amid a wave of threats. It's a modern concern. The grid of big-screen affirmations, social media catcalls, and even gunpoint threats now ripple from the rooftops of Washington down to the court's serene chambers. But the hearing wasn't just a petting of the political hat. The speakers broadened the conversation, and the floor opened up to a number of other pressing BPM topics. A shaking rift re-emerged among the justices over ethics enforcement and transparency. A rift opened up last year when Justice Clarence Thomas was accused of failing to disclose years of free luxury travel and gifts from a Texas billionaire. The court has long drafted a code, but the governing question has always been, who monitors it? In a surprising move, the justices agreed for the first time that an ethics code specific to the 9 justices would be adopted, but, like a good lawyer and a litigator best split what is doable from what is possible, there was no mechanism to peek behind the curtain and ensure that no justice inadvertently or otherwise crossed the line. Representative Rosa DeLauro, the top Democrat on the House Appropriations Committee, called for more rigorous financial disclosure, calling the court's current rules woefully insufficient. Justice Kagan, after speaking in the past about a committee of respected federal judges as an enforcer, said she still supports the idea. Justice Barrett, however, expressed a deep commitment to the court's existing ethics rules but raised concerns about the complexities of building an enforcement system that is robust yet respectful of the court's independence. Lawmakers, bipartisan, and the justices continued to address the upgraded threat level, with Senator Susan Collins, a Democrat from Maine, expressing her horror at the raging rhetoric that has increasingly turned judicial decisions into political fodder. Collins recounted how, a few years ago, Senator Chuck Schumer's remarks were dereplicated in the context of a rally outside the Supreme Court, an act that left the justices feeling that their stability was a new battlefield. The threat list includes an unprecedented arrest of a Mississippi man on Monday, an event that was swiftly brought up as a real, tangible legal concern. You could say that the debate in the Capitol walls was little more than a crime documentary for a single courtroom, a nod toward security, a call for transparency, an emerging line of ethics that is based on principle yet stalls at enforcement. There was also a conversation that moved beyond the justice's normative jurisdiction to claim a stake in the safety and soundness of the institution. And so, we draw the story back to the big picture, to each courtroom's enduring role. You, the public, are invited inside, peeking at how an institution that is supposed to be neutral and principled can become a target worthy of threats all too real. Stay tuned, stay aware, and keep asking, because in a democracy, the courtroom speaks not only of the law but of a living, breathing conversation about safety, transparency, and justice. That's our take on the moment when 2 justices stepped into the Capitol's hearing room, quiet yet visible. Thank you for joining this episode. This is your host, leaving you with a simplified question: who should pull the levers to enforce the court's own ethics? Until next time, keep listening, keep learning.